keep getting at the narrow, got it. Even if a nigga gotta rob it, get it.
Jay-Z, we all know him, right? Oh, you don't? Well, as far as I know, he's just a big lip nigga that married Beyonce or some shit like that, I don't know. But now the guy's become a billionaire, and you know, if there's one thing all billionaires have in common, it's that they tend to be very bored with their lives, and that they tend to say the most hilariously ignorant things. And when it comes to Jay-Z, it's a bit different because when he gets active in public, he tends to either say or just do the most tone-deaf shit that only a rich person would think of doing. And with him hopping on Twitter Spaces to try and make people feel bad for the ultra-rich, I think it's time for me to unnecessarily step in and give my thoughts on the current state of not just Jay-Z, but rich rappers in general. So as stated before, Jay-Z is rich, like very rich actually, being one of the only rappers to legitimately achieve billionaire status. But as it usually goes with rappers in extremely high financial or commercial status, they tend to get lost in all that sauce and it turns them into some of the most unbearable people imaginable. Before all the hub stands try to jump in the comments from their mama's crib, I want to clarify that I am not calling for the canceling of Jay-Z, although I wouldn't care if it happened anyways. Mainly because the concept of canceling someone is all bullshit and it's Jay-Z. I'm pretty sure he's far beyond whatever the hell any of us have to say in the internet. But basically, the veteran rapper hopped on Twitter Spaces, aka the place where you can actually hear the dumbest people on the planet speak, and decided to talk about how he won't be knocked out of his position, mainly citing the eat the rich slogan and mentality as something negative. But I think the bigger kicker throughout it all is how he compared the system of capitalism and being called a capitalist to literally being called racial slurs. And you know what, I'm not really surprised that he'd say that and then double down on something like this, mainly because as I said before, Jay-Z is rich and he's been rich for a long time now, so of course his money-fueled ego and overall survivor's bias is going to be through the roof. But I guess my main issue is just going to stem from the fact that he tried to compare calling someone a capitalist as calling someone the N-word. Like, my nigga, last time I checked I wasn't getting called a capitalist in COD lobbies. Like, it's crazy to think about, because how far tuned from common society do you have to be to willingly think that this is the hill to die on? And then let's not forget the fact that this dude literally tried to get Section 8 residents to invest in his NFTs, and then having the audacity to try and justify it is insane to me. Like, how the fuck are they going to invest in NFTs where they can barely invest into tomorrow's dinner? Like, imagine being a Section 8 kid and then ask your mom what's for dinner, and then she prints out a PNG of a fucking monkey to eat because Jay-Z told her to invest all her savings into it. And then just to go around with the mentality like you have the key to success, acting like everyone else is dumb but you, is even more insane to me. And it's not just Jay with this mentality, it's all of these get rich quick gurus, trust fund kids, and heavily funded rappers that think that everyone in life automatically has the same problems and same path set in life, and that if they listen to them, they'll all be rich tomorrow. And it's that kind of mentality that just ends up making poor people even more discouraged and dumb people all the more gullible to follow up in it. But at the end of the day, I'm just getting really tired of hearing the same rhetoric be spewed from people who got lucky or had insanely heavy connections towards their success, and then have the audacity to try and screw over the people beneath you for your own personal gain, which is just truly diabolical to me. And then you always want to cry over when they get criticized or called out, acting as if they have the perfect success story and that people should only listen to them if they want to be successful due to their egos being as inflated as their pockets. A prime example of this would have to be Rick Ross, with him recently getting into some pretty low-key controversy because of major labor violations from one of his Wingstop locations he owns, with him allowing a 15-year-old to work past 10 p.m., which is illegal, forcing employees to pay for their uniforms and pay for any cash shortages in the register, all while being paid the minimum wage of $7.25. And then for Rick Ross's response to be dumbed down as a mistake and a stepping stone to greater things truly reads like a person who does not give a fuck and will more likely do it again when the coast is clear. Overall, rich people suck, man, and rich musicians are even worse because of the platform that they have. And when you have guys such as ex-drug dealer Jay-Z and ex-correctional officer Rick Ross finding immense success and then trying to justify their selfish ways and ignorant mentality afterwards, it all kind of solidifies why the eat the rich rhetoric should always be pushed against the ultra rich. But that's just my 2 cents on everything. I just really wanted to give my thoughts on Jay-Z's little rant on Twitter Spaces, regardless of if what I said mattered or not. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Follow my IG and Twitter, and follow the artist as well because she's dope. On that note, I'll see you on Friday when I teach you how to make $1 million with this one easy trick. Peace.
I got the motherfucking bitches, yeah, tell your mom, yeah, sure, your boy, tell you, good, bitches, fucking going on, get the motherfuckers hands up.